Hello again, my friends. Welcome back to another episode of the English Hour. I'm so excited to have you with us today. And guess who's here again, our favorite guest, Jacob.
Hey everyone, it's great to be back. I've been looking forward to this all week, Sophia.
Me too, Jacob. Today, I thought we'd dive into something that every English learner experiences, those awkward, funny, or even embarrassing moments while speaking English.
Oh, that's a rich topic. I've had my fair share of those. But you know what? They always turn into great stories and even better lessons.
Exactly, making mistakes is part of learning. I remember once I said, kitchen, instead of chicken, at a restaurant. The waiter just looked at me like, you want to eat a kitchen?
Oh no, that's hilarious. I once told someone I was bored of bread instead of bored with bread. And the guy thought I meant I had a personal grudge against bread.
That's the beauty of language. Even our funniest errors become teaching moments. And listeners, we want you to laugh with us, not feel bad, because every English speaker has been there.
So true. And actually, the more you speak, the more these little mistakes help your brain adjust. It's like bumping into walls. In the dark, you learn the layout of the room that way.
What a great metaphor. You can't find your way if you never take a step. And stepping means sometimes stumbling.
Let's share a few common mix-ups that learners make. For example, confusing, fun, and funny.
Yes, the movie was fun, means it was enjoyable, but the movie was funny, means it made you laugh.
And I've heard people say, I'm boring, when they mean, I'm bored. Big difference.
Huge. I'm boring, means you're not interesting. I'm bored, means you need something to do.
These are tiny words, but they change everything. That's why it's so helpful to learn in chunks, not just single words.
Right. Like learning, I'm looking forward to, as a whole phrase. Don't just memorize look or forward. Get the whole structure.
Exactly. And that makes your speech more natural too. It's how native speakers think in phrases, not individual words.
One phrase I love is, to be honest. It softens your opinion, like, to be honest, I didn't enjoy that book.
I use kind of a lot. Like, I kind of liked the movie, which means I liked it a little, but not completely.
Those little expressions really help with nuance. So instead of just saying yes or no, you can say, I guess so, or not really.
And that's what fluency is. It's not just big vocabulary, it's knowing how to sound human in real situations.
Beautifully said. And speaking of real situations, Jacob, how do you suggest learners practice when they don't have native speakers around?
Great question. One method I love is imitation. Find a short clip from a show or a podcast, listen, pause, and repeat exactly how they say it.
I do that too. It helps with rhythm, intonation, even attitude.
And don't be afraid to exaggerate at first. Sound dramatic. It helps train your mouth and ears.
Drama is good. Pretend you're an actor. Imitate accents, emotions, and all.
And if you can record yourself, even better. Listen back, compare, and adjust.
That's such powerful feedback. And over time, you'll hear yourself improving.
Another idea is storytelling. Try telling a simple story about your day. Like, I woke up, made tea, then forgot my keys.
I love that. It uses real-life vocabulary and helps you build confidence speaking in full sentences.
And you can tell the same story in different ways. First in the present tense, then in the past.
Yes, like, I go to the store, becomes, I went to the store. It's great grammar practice without being boring.
You can even try silly stories. Yesterday, I saw a cat riding a bicycle. The more fun it is, the easier it is to remember.
Speaking of memory, Jacob, have you tried linking new words to images or stories?
Absolutely. If I learn the word umbrella, I picture myself dancing in the rain like in that old movie.
Oh, that's such a lovely image. That method is called visual association, and it works wonders for vocabulary.
Yes, and when you laugh or feel something with a word, your brain stores it faster.
Emotions are memory glue. So don't be afraid to feel silly, excited, or even confused. It all helps.
And, Sophia, language learning isn't just academic, it's emotional, personal, and full of identity.
Exactly. The way we speak reflects who we are, what we value, and how we connect.
And every language you learn opens another door to the world.
It's not just learning a skill, it's becoming a bigger version of yourself.
Couldn't agree more.
And we still have so much to unpack, Jacob. Shall we explore idioms and expressions next?
Oh yes, idioms are the seasoning of English. Without them, speech is a little bland.
Perfect, let's spice it up. I'll start. Break the ice. Do you know what that means, listeners?
It means to start a conversation in a relaxed way, especially when people feel shy or awkward.
Right. Like, at the party, I told a joke to break the ice.
Another one is hit the books. It doesn't mean punching your textbooks.
Haha. No, it means to start studying hard. Like, I have an exam tomorrow, so I need to hit the books.
How about under the weather?
That one means feeling a little sick. I'm not going to work today. I'm feeling under the weather.
These are the phrases that make you sound like a local, even if you're still learning the basics.
Exactly. So, listeners, we'll keep sharing more of these in a moment. Stay with us, we're just getting started.
All right, here's one I use often. Spill the beans. It means to reveal a secret, usually by accident.
Yes, like, he spilled the beans about the surprise party. And oops, there goes the surprise.
Another fun one is cost an arm and a leg. It means something is very expensive.
Like, that designer bag costs an arm and a leg. Definitely not something I'd buy every day.
And here's one for when you're super sleepy. Hit the sack.
I love that one. I'm exhausted. I'm going to hit the sack early tonight. It sounds better than just saying, sleep.
Idioms really add color to language. They're like secret codes that native speakers use.
Right. And when you start using them, you feel like you're part of the club.
Exactly. And even if you get them a little wrong at first, don't worry, it's all part of the fun.
Speaking of getting it wrong, I once said, kick the bucket, thinking it meant, relax.
Oh no, that one means to die.
Yep, I told someone. My cat kicked the bucket, and now she's chilling in the sun. They looked horrified.
That's both tragic and hilarious. But hey, you never forget it after that.
True. And that's a good reminder when you learn idioms. Always double check what they really mean.
Good idea. And maybe keep a personal idiom journal. Every time you hear a new one, write it down with an example.
Yes, and try using it in a sentence of your own. That's how you make it stick.
Speaking of sticking, do you know the idiom? Stick to your guns.
I do. It means to stand by your opinion or decision, even when others disagree.
Like, she wanted to study art, and she stuck to her guns even when her parents wanted her to be a doctor.
That shows confidence and self-belief, two qualities every language learner needs.
Couldn't agree more. Let's do a quick idiom challenge, Sophia. I'll say the idiom, and you try to explain it.
Ooh, I'm ready.
All right, burning the midnight oil.
That means staying up late working or studying. Like, I've been burning the midnight oil to finish my assignment.
Nice one, okay. Beat around the bush.
That's when someone avoids saying something directly. Like, stop beating around the bush and tell me the truth.
Excellent. Next, let the cat out of the bag.
Another secret one. It means to reveal a surprise too early. Like, he let the cat out of the bag about the proposal.
Brilliant, you're on fire.
Thanks, Jacob. This is a fun way to test idioms, and I bet our listeners are playing along too.
Let's flip the game. You test me now.
Alright, what does call it a day mean?
Easy. It means to stop working for now. Like, we've done enough. Let's call it a day.
Correct. What about in hot water?
That means being in trouble. Like, he's in hot water with his boss for missing the meeting.
2 for 2. Okay, last one. The ball is in your court.
That means it's your turn to take action or make a decision. I've said what I think. The ball is in your court now.
You nailed it, and now I'm curious. Jacob, what's your favorite English idiom and why?
I think it's a blessing in disguise. It reminds me that even bad things can turn into something good.
That's a powerful one. Like, losing that job was a blessing in disguise. I found something much better.
Exactly, it gives hope. What about you, Sophia?
Mine is, Every cloud has a silver lining. It's a similar idea, there's always something good, even in tough times.
I love that. And listeners, these idioms aren't just useful, they carry real meaning and emotion.
They help you express complex feelings in just a few words.
And that's the magic of learning a language. You discover new ways to feel and think.
Beautifully said. All right, now let's shift gears. Jacob, let's talk about pronunciation, especially those tricky English sounds.
Ooh, yes. English is full of weird sounds that aren't always spelled how they're pronounced.
Sound, as in, think, or this. Many learners pronounce it as s or z.
I've heard that too. The tongue should be gently between your teeth with air flowing out. Not easy at first.
Nope, but once you get it, it changes everything. Three and tree are not the same.
Another tricky pair is V and
Yes, very. Vs, worry. The V is with the top teeth on the bottom lip, and Dao is rounder, made with the lips.
a lot of people mix those two, and it can lead to confusion. Wine and vine are two different things.
That's why listening and practicing out loud is so important. Don't just read, speak.
And don't be afraid to exaggerate the sound when you're learning it. Like training muscles.
Exactly. Muscle memory. Let's try a tongue twister to practice. Ready. 33,000 feathers on a thrush's throat.
Whoa, that's intense. Let me try. 33,000 feet. Yeah, that's hard.
Haha, but you get better with repetition. Tongue twisters are fun pronunciation exercises.
They really are. Got another one for S and sh.
Sure. She sells seashells by the seashore.
Classic, I always mess that one up by the third word.
Me too. But it's fun, and it really sharpens your ears.
So listeners, pick a few tricky sounds and work on them one by one. Be patient with yourself.
And record yourself? Even your phone's voice recorder is enough.
Then listen back and compare. You'll notice things you didn't while speaking.
That's right. It's not about being perfect, it's about being aware.
And progress comes faster when you enjoy the process.
Speaking of enjoying, let's play a mini game. I'll say a word, and you tell me a similar sounding word that changes its meaning.
Sounds fun. Let's do it.
All right, bear.
Beer. One is without clothes, the other is a big furry animal.
Correct. How about right?
Right. One is a direction, the other is something you do with a pen.
Nice. Pear.
Peer. One is a couple, the other is a fruit.
You're good at this. These are homophones, words that sound the same, but have different meanings and spellings.
And they can be confusing without context. Like, I read the book, and I read the book. Wait, no, only one of those is correct.
Haha, yes, it's read. Pronounced differently in past and present. English is full of surprises.
And that's why we're here to unpack them one at a time and have fun while doing it.
Couldn't have said it better. So Jacob, should we go deeper into common pronunciation mistakes, or move into vocabulary building strategies next?
Let's dive into vocabulary building strategies next. I think many learners struggle with remembering words and actually using them in conversation.
Absolutely. Knowing a word is one thing, being able to use it naturally is a whole different skill.
One strategy I always recommend is creating personal connections to new words.
Yes, like if you learn the word generous. Think of someone you know who is generous. That emotional link helps you remember.
Exactly. Or even better, use it in a sentence related to your own life. My uncle is generous. He always brings me gifts.
That makes the word meaningful, and not just something you memorized from a list.
Another good trick is to group vocabulary thematically. For example, all words related to travel, food, emotions, or technology.
Yes, and then create little stories using them, like a story set at an airport: suitcase, passport, delay, gate, boarding.
I love that. It forces your brain to associate words with a context, not just their definition.
Plus, it's more fun. Memorizing long word lists can get boring and overwhelming.
Another method I like is spaced repetition, using flashcards on apps like Anki or Quizlet.
Those are great tools. They show you a word just before you forget it, which strengthens memory.
And don't forget the power of visuals. If you associate a new word with a picture, it sticks better.
Yes, for visual learners, this is gold. Like seeing a photo of a canyon while learning that word.
Also, using synonyms and antonyms helps. Learn happy, and also learn joyful and miserable.
That builds vocabulary depth. So you don't say happy every time, you can say cheerful, delighted, or overjoyed.
And it makes your speaking more expressive and natural.
Here's another technique: learning collocations, words that often go together.
Oh, yes, like make a decision, not do a decision. Or heavy rain, not strong rain.
Exactly. Native speakers learn these naturally, but learners can speed things up by studying them deliberately.
One way to do that is by reading more. Not just textbooks, but stories, articles, and even subtitles on shows.
Reading helps you see how words live in sentences. You absorb structure and vocabulary at the same time.
And when you read out loud, you also practice pronunciation. Double win.
Speaking of reading, do you have a favorite book for English learners?
I usually recommend The Little Prince. It's poetic, meaningful, and uses clear language.
That's a beautiful choice. I also like Charlotte's Web. It's simple, touching, and full of great vocabulary.
Both are great. And I always say don't be afraid to read books for children or teens. They're rich in value.
Yes, they use everyday language in a meaningful way. Perfect for building real, world vocabulary.
All right, Sophia, let's do a vocabulary building challenge. I'll give you a random word, and you use it in a short story.
Ooh, I like this. Let's go.
The word is curious.
Okay. Mila was a curious girl. She always asked questions, even about things others ignored. One day, her curiosity led her to discover a hidden garden behind her school.
That's wonderful, short, simple, and the word is clear in context.
Thank you, now your turn. Your word is brave.
Leo was brave. When his dog fell into the river, he didn't hesitate. He jumped in, swam hard, and pulled her out safely. Everyone called him a hero.
Nice. So listeners, that's a fantastic exercise. Pick a word and write, or speak a mini story with it.
And if you do that every day, just 1 or 2 sentences, your vocabulary will grow like magic.
And you'll start using those words automatically in conversation.
Speaking of which, another strategy is shadowing. Listening to native speakers and repeating exactly what they say.
Yes, it improves pronunciation, rhythm, and vocabulary. You copy the way words are used in real speech.
Like mimicking an actor or YouTuber. Pause, repeat, rewind, repeat again.
It might feel silly at first, but it works wonders for fluency.
Definitely. You learn not just what to say, but how to say it.
And the more you hear and repeat, the more your brain absorbs.
Another tip, keep a word of the day journal. Pick a word, define it, write a sentence, and use it in real life.
Yes, even better, teach the word to someone else. That helps you master it.
Teaching is learning twice. So if you have a friend learning English, share your word with them each day.
Or say it out loud to your mirror. Seriously, it helps build confidence.
So true. And confidence is just as important as knowledge when it comes to speaking.
Jacob, do you remember a time when you learned a new word, and then suddenly saw it everywhere?
Oh yes, I learned the word serene. And the next day, I saw it in a book, on a website, and even heard it in a movie.
It's like magic, right? That's called the Bader Meinhof phenomenon. When you notice something for the first time, and suddenly it's everywhere.
Yep, and that's why writing down new words is so powerful. It brings them into your awareness.
Awareness creates opportunities to learn and use what you know.
Couldn't agree more. Should we throw in a mini quiz for our listeners to test their vocabulary memory?
Great idea. Let's do 5 words. We'll say the word, and they can try to guess or say the meaning out loud. Ready?
Ready. First word, generous.
Second word, curious.
Third, brave.
Fourth, serene.
And fifth, collocation.
All right, friends, pause if you need to think. Replay to check.
And try using each word in a sentence after this episode. That's your daily challenge.
Keep those minds active and those words flowing. Jacob, should we shift into a new topic or explore more vocabulary techniques?
I think we could dive into more techniques. Sophia. One powerful method is learning vocabulary through movies and TV shows.
Oh, I love that approach. Watching movies gives you context, So you're not just learning words, you're learning how they fit into conversation.
Exactly. And if you pick movies or shows that you enjoy, it's even more fun. You won't even feel like you're studying.
Right. It's like entertainment and learning all at once. Plus, you hear how words are used in natural conversations.
I always tell my students to watch with subtitles at first. You can read and listen at the same time, which reinforces both your vocabulary and listening skills.
And once you're comfortable, try watching without subtitles to test your understanding.
Yes, that's a great challenge. And if you hear a word you don't understand, pause and look it up. Then, see how it's used in the next few sentences.
That's key repetition. It's not just about learning a word once, you need to see and hear it repeatedly.
Another tip, make a list of your favorite phrases from movies and try to use them in your daily conversations.
Oh, that's such a cool idea. It's like bringing a little bit of Hollywood into your real life dialogues.
Exactly, you'll sound more natural and expressive. For example, if you watch a show where someone says, "I've got your back," try using it the next time you're talking to a friend.
I can imagine how cool it would feel to use those phrases. It adds personality to your speech.
It also shows that you're not just learning vocabulary, you're learning culture too.
That's a great point. Language is all about culture. You can understand how words are used, not just what they mean.
One of my favorite shows for learning vocabulary is Friends. It's full of everyday expressions.
Yes, Friends is perfect. And the dialogue is slow and clear, making it great for learners.
Another show I recommend is The Office. It's funny, but also full of professional vocabulary and quirky expressions.
Good choice. And for advanced learners, shows like Breaking Bad or Sherlock offer great, rich language.
Those shows are excellent for expanding your vocabulary, especially with more complex words.
It's like they're pushing you to stretch your language skills while keeping you entertained.
Absolutely. So, listeners, if you haven't already, pick a show or movie you enjoy and start watching with subtitles.
And remember, don't just watch, passively pause, write down new words, and look up their meanings.
That way, you're learning actively and not just relying on repetition.
You're building both vocabulary and listening comprehension. It's a win-win.
One more tip, try to use the new vocabulary in conversations with others. Even if you're just practicing with a friend, that helps solidify what you've learned.
Exactly. Speaking the words makes them stick. It's like writing something down, but with your voice.
And if you're not in a place to practice with someone else, try speaking to yourself. Describe your day, your thoughts, or even read out loud.
Oh, I do that all the time. I'll look at something in my house and describe it in English, just to keep my flow going.
That's awesome. It's small things like that which add up.
So, to sum up today's episode, keep it fun, keep it varied, and most importantly, keep practicing.
Absolutely. Vocabulary building doesn't happen overnight, but if you stay consistent, you'll see progress every day.
And remember, it's not just about knowing words. It's about using them comfortably in conversations.
That's the goal. Make English a part of your life, not just something you study.
Well said, Jacob. So, for our listeners, your challenge this week is to pick one new vocabulary technique from today's episode and apply it.
And don't forget to keep track of your progress. Maybe start a vocabulary journal or a list of your favorite words.
Yes, and use them in your own stories or conversations. The more you practice, the easier it gets.
So, that's all for today's episode of the English Hour. We hope these tips help you make your vocabulary stronger and more natural.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. Keep learning and keep growing. We'll see you next time.
Before we wrap up completely, Sophia, there's one more thing I want to mention.
Oh, what's that, Jacob?
Something I've found super helpful in building vocabulary is using mnemonics, memory tricks that link a word with an image, a rhyme, or a familiar phrase.
That's a fantastic idea. Like for the word, abundant. You could picture an abundance of fruits in a basket, lots and lots of them.
Exactly. Or for a word like melancholy, maybe you imagine a rainy, gray day, which might evoke that sense of sadness.
That makes it easier to remember, right? By linking it to a visual or a feeling, it sticks in your brain longer.
Yes, and you can make these mnemonics as silly or creative as you want. The more vivid, the better.
I bet you'll never forget the word ephemeral. If you picture a beautiful flower that blooms for just one day, disappearing at sunset.
How that's perfect. Another cool trick is to associate a word with a rhyme or song lyric, like exuberant could be remembered with exuberant energy, a lively vibe in me.
That's such a fun way to learn. It turns studying into something playful, which makes it more enjoyable.
And it works, your brain is naturally drawn to catchy, rhythmic things.
I feel like mnemonics work really well for tricky words that are hard to remember the first time around.
Absolutely. And for anyone who's studying for an exam or trying to build a vocabulary list, mnemonics can make all the difference.
And speaking of exams, let's touch on how to prepare vocabulary for tests like the IELTS or TOEFL.
Great point. When preparing for a language exam, it's not just about cramming lists of words. It's about being able to use them in context.
Right. So practice using the words in sentences, even if you're just writing or speaking to yourself.
And don't just focus on the most common words. Try to learn words that will help you express your ideas more precisely.
Yes, and learning phrases, not just individual words, can help a lot with fluency.
For example, if you learn the word complicated, you should also learn phrases like complicated situation or complicated process.
Exactly. That way, when you need to talk about something complex, you're already equipped with the right vocabulary.
And don't forget to review. Repetition is key, but you can also test yourself by using new words in practice essays or speaking drills.
And it's really helpful to record yourself speaking, so you can track your progress. It's also good for building confidence.
Recording yourself helps you hear your mistakes and correct them, which is so important for improvement.
Plus, you get used to speaking without the fear of messing up.
Exactly. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes.
So, to everyone listening, don't stress too much about the vocabulary test.
Yeah. Just keep practicing, keep applying what you learn, and soon you'll feel confident with your vocabulary.
And remember, it's about progress, not perfection. Every step forward counts.
I love that. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So, before we finish, let's do one last challenge. I'll give you a scenario, and you try to use as many new words as possible in your response.
Oh, this sounds fun. Go ahead.
All right. Imagine you're telling someone about a new movie you just watched. You have to use at least 5 words from today's vocabulary list.
Okay. The movie was absolutely exuberant, with bright colors and serene landscapes that made me feel so calm. The plot was a little complicated at first, but it became more clear as the characters developed. It was definitely an abundant display of creativity.
Well done, you've used so many words naturally.
That was actually fun. It's a great way to tie everything together.
Exactly. And listeners, now it's your turn. Pick a scenario, use as many new words as you can, and challenge yourself to speak or write it out loud.
The more you do it, the easier it becomes. Keep practicing, and keep having fun with it.
And remember, vocabulary isn't just about learning words, it's about using them confidently in your everyday life.
That's the key. So, we hope you enjoyed today's episode and learned some fun ways to build your vocabulary.
Keep practicing, and we'll be back with more tips next time. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Before we close out, Jacob, I think we should share one final tip for anyone looking to boost their vocabulary.
Absolutely, Sophia. One last tip I would give is to immerse yourself in English. The more you surround yourself with the language, the more words you'll naturally pick up.
Great point. Immersion doesn't always mean going abroad. It could be as simple as switching your phone settings to English, listening to English podcasts, or following social media accounts in English.
Exactly. The more you expose yourself to English, the more you'll pick up without even realizing it. It's like being surrounded by a language all the time.
I love that. It's like learning by osmosis. The words become part of your environment.
And when you hear words repeatedly, they'll start to feel more natural, and you'll remember them when you need them.
So, don't be afraid to breathe the language, Whether it's reading English books, watching news reports, or even talking to people online.
That's right. Every little bit of exposure helps you grow your vocabulary in a way that's both passive and active.
And over time, you'll notice that English starts to feel less like a foreign language and more like your own.
That's the dream. So, whether you're using apps, watching TV shows, reading books, or just chatting with friends, find ways to make English a part of your everyday life.
And if you don't understand a word, don't be discouraged. Look it up, make a note, and try using it the next time you speak or write.
Absolutely, persistence is key. You'll start to see the benefits of this approach in no time.
So, let's leave our listeners with that. Make English a part of your day, and don't be afraid to use new words. The more you do, the better you'll get.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the English Hour. Keep practicing, and we'll see you next time with more tips and fun conversations to help you improve your English.
Take care, everyone, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, we're here to help you every step of the way.